Hello and welcome. My name is Dawn Rapsis and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today I'm going to give you a couple quick tips on the new Stampin' Up! And Sizzix Big Shot. It's an awesome tool, it's a die cutting system, and there's so many fun things that you can do with it. And my tips and tricks are going to help you make those projects quicker, easier, and with more precision. So come along and check it out. Okay, so here we have the Stampin' Up! Big Shot. And there's several components in order for you to be able to use the Big Shot properly. This is the base unit, has a crank handle. There's also some acrylic plates, and there's some dies. So I'm just going to lay down my first acrylic plate, and you're going to see it's very well loved. There's lots of markings on that, not to worry about that, it doesn't hurt it at all. My first tip that I want to show you is how to center on this particular die, which is called the top note. And what I did was I took my ruler, and I took a silver Sharpie, and I just drew lines so I could perfectly center my top note image in the middle of my cardstock. So I'm going to show you how you do that. So I'm just going to lay this down here, and I'm going to take my little white chipboard that I have that I want to make my frame out of. I'm just going to lay that right on top of those lines there so I can see exactly how to line that up perfectly. Then I'm going to take the other component, my other acrylic top. I'm going to just lay that on there, and you're going to see the handle is going to move, and whatever direction the handle moves in, that's the direction that you want to crank, okay? So you're going to see it goes through very easily. I'm just going to crank that through. That cracking noise is completely normal. So I just want to show you that here we're going to have the top note, which is punched out. Okay, which you could use this for another project, but here's the frame that I was looking for, and you can see that's perfectly centered because I was able to put those lines on there. Another quick tip that I want to show you, again, this is another die, and this is an exclusive die to Stampin' Up! It's a Big's die, and it's called the Pennant. And what I did here was, again, I took my ruler and I drew a line with my Sharpie, my silver Sharpie, because it's on the black foam and it's not going to hurt anything, right along the edge here, because this pennant here, you're going to want to open that up. It's going to double. So I want to show you how this works is that when you fold your, this is 8.5 by 11 Kiwi Kiss cardstock, and when you fold it in half, and I'm going to line it up exactly with this line here, I'm going to get a perfect die cut for my pennant. Okay, so I'm going to lay that on top there, and I'm going to again take my other piece of acrylic. I'm going to slide this under, and I'm just going to crank it. Get that going there. Okay, and you can see it's so easy to do. Very easy. Quick and easy, just like we like them. Okay, I'm going to pull this back out, take the top off, and you're going to see that the pennant that I punched out right here, okay, is a perfect pennant. Okay, and there's lots and lots of uses for that. Okay, now I just want to show you real quickly what would happen if you didn't do the method that I just showed you for lining it up properly. If you just took your cardstock, just lay this plate down here real quick. If you just took your cardstock and you folded it in half and you didn't really pay any attention to what this crease line is here, and you just kind of stuck it along the edge here, okay, making sure that the whole pennant was covered with your cardstock, and you just lay the sheet on top, your other acrylic piece. Okay, I just want to show you what happens here. You're going to stick it through the Big Shot. Let me just get this going here. Alright, there we go. Okay, we're going to crank it all the way through, and you can see it's very easy to do. Alright, now I want to show you the difference in this pennant as opposed to the pennant that we just cut out. So what's going to happen with this one is the edge is not going to be where the crease mark is, so you're actually going to have to take your scissors. I'm just going to tear it right here just for demonstration purposes. Okay, we're just going to tear that right there, and you're going to end up with a pennant that's not properly formed. You can see the difference in the bottom. This bottom as opposed to the Riding Hood red bottom. And these pennants are actually designed where you can cut along this edge and use them as a layer. So clearly you can see that this would not be the proper size in order to accommodate that. So real quickly, I'm just going to show you one of the pennants I did. Now this is a pennant for UStamp, so I'm just going to do a quick little sneak peek. And it's this pennant is available only to those who have participated in UStamp. But I just want to give you a little idea about what the pennant looks like. Thanks so much for stopping by. I really hope that you enjoy my tips and tricks that I had for you today to use your Big Shot. Enjoy the process.